Once again, I embark on a journey through a franchise that's been with me my entire life. Since the early 90s, I've weathered the highs and lows of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, and despite a few stinkers along the way, I've stuck around for the journey and have quite enjoyed seeing its recent resurgence in popularity, and am pumped to share my experience with the latest installment, Sonic Dream Team. On November 1st, 2023, if you were a Sonic fan, you likely experienced the collective thrill of this game's announcement, only to be met with immediate disappointment upon learning it was an Apple Arcade exclusive.
This is the worst!
However, this exclusivity doesn't necessarily mean it won't eventually make its way to other platforms, as history has shown with other Apple Arcade titles. But if you're eager to play this game as I was, and have access to an Apple device, you can make use of the 1-month free trial. This game is really quite short, so even if you have to borrow someone else's device, you could totally bang it out in an afternoon. But I do recommend playing on a Mac or Apple TV for controller support, and be sure to turn down camera sensitivity. In Sonic Dream Team, Dr. Eggman has discovered the Reverie, an ancient device with the power to make dreams come true. Safeguarding this powerful contraption is a sentient being named REM, cleverly referencing REM sleep, the stage of sleep in which most dreams occur. REM's role is to permit only those she deems noble and well-intentioned to harness its powers. However, Eggman in his devious brilliance has devised a cunning method to sidestep its security measures. Now it falls on Sonic and his companions to venture into Eggman's twisted dreamscape and thwart his nefarious plans. Players have the opportunity to take command of 6 distinct characters, each categorized within one of 3 movement types. Sonic and Amy represent the dash movement type, Knuckles and Rouge glide, and Tails and Cream are the propeller type. Before getting into the unique ways each movement type interacts with the world, let's first discuss their commonalities. All movement types are capable of running, jumping, rail grinding, boosting, and performing homing attacks. Each character type's unique abilities offer different opportunities, often revealing paths inaccessible to other characters. For instance, Sonic and Amy can perform an air dash for extra distance on their jump, and can execute the lightspeed dash to quickly traverse a trail of rings. Knuckles and Rouge can glide long distances and climb certain types of walls. Tails and Cream can propel themselves upwards as long as they have stamina, after which they will begin to slowly descend. However, passing through special rings will replenish their stamina, allowing them to gain more verticality. At the start of the game, players only have access to Sonic and Amy, but as you progress through the story, Tails and Cream will become available, followed by Knuckles and Rouge. There are 4 distinct zones in Sonic Dream Team, each featuring 3 acts and a boss encounter. Every act consists of 7 levels, and players can collect a total of 8 Dream Orbs within them. The additional 8th orb is obtained by locating all 5 red star coins in the first level of each act. As players gather more Dream Orbs, new levels will unlock, so it's totally possible to play the whole story without necessarily playing every level. But where's the fun in that? Personally, I prefer to fully complete everything available before moving forward. Keep in mind that some levels from earlier acts will unlock as you earn Dream Orbs in later acts, so be mindful of this if you're intent on achieving full completion. Apart from boss battles, which I'll delve into shortly, each stage introduces one of 5 distinct challenge types. In Reach the Dream Portal challenges, players must simply navigate to the Dream Portal at the end of the stage. Occasionally, progression in these stages will be blocked at a certain point, requiring the player to locate 3 keys to continue forward. Another challenge type involves reaching a Dream Portal within a designated time limit. There's also a variation of this challenge where players must reach consecutive checkpoints before time runs out, ultimately reaching the portal. Another stage type tasks players with collecting a Dream Orb, while the final type has players scouring the stage for 6 Dream Orb shards. Keep in mind that not all characters can be used in every stage. However, some stages allow the use of any character and even permit you to switch characters within the stage itself. As mentioned earlier, story progression is triggered by acquiring Dream Orbs, allowing players to challenge a zone's boss once a certain threshold is met. Each boss comes with its own unique gimmick, necessitating adaptations in your movements. Now, none of them are overly difficult, as combat primarily involves avoiding their strikes and waiting for their vulnerable spot to be exposed. But this doesn't diminish the enjoyment, as each boss's unique design and approach offers a nice touch of variety from the rest of the game. The final battle in particular left a lasting impression. It was both visually and thematically exhilarating. A final noteworthy aspect worth discussing are the collectibles. As you progress, you'll occasionally earn collectible statues. Given that I played this on a 1-month free trial of Apple Arcade, I didn't dedicate much time to completing the collection. However, I may consider doing so if Dream Team is ever released on console. Besides the 5 red star coins found in the first stage of each act, there are also 30 blue coins scattered throughout the stage. Gathering all 30 of these coins will reward you with some statues, though I believe the majority of these statues are meant to be earned through the Tails challenges. Unlocked at a specific point in the story, these challenges consist of 5 randomized stages that reward experience points towards a new collectible. These challenges are refreshed every week, so after completing them, players must wait until the end of the timer for a new set of tasks. Sonic Dream Team was clearly developed as a mobile game first, but as someone who can't stand mobile gaming, Dream Team did a spectacular job of bridging the gap. Aside from a solid gameplay experience, Dream Team's design is gorgeous, and despite its fast pace, all objects are clearly defined and well contrasted, ensuring a smooth navigation experience. While cutscenes aren't animated, instead opting for a simpler comic book panel type presentation, the story remains engaging. But now I should get to where this game fell short. One notable issue lies in the target lock-on system. Occasionally, it would select an item I wasn't looking at or aiming for, pulling me in an entirely different direction. While not frequent enough to be overly frustrating, it's certainly worth mentioning. Where the game could really benefit from additional improvement is in the area of difficulty, or rather, lack thereof. Enemies within stages basically just stand around waiting to be obliterated. The only real risk of being hit occurs if you just stand right in front of them. Furthermore, the absence of a limited number of lives means that no matter how many times a player is knocked out or falls out of bounds, they simply respawn at the last checkpoint, diluting any semblance of a challenge. These issues could potentially be addressed by incorporating additional difficulty options for more experienced players. Lastly, with the introduction of the well-designed and intriguing character RichaadEB, I couldn't help but wish she had a more prominent role in both the story and gameplay. All in all, playing Sonic Dream Team was a delight, though it's important to note that when you initially dive in, it might strike you as nothing more than a pretty mobile game. But if you stick with it beyond the opening act, you'll discover that it evolves into a truly rewarding experience, serving as a promising first step towards getting 3D Sonic back on track. Dream Team stands out with its visual charm, filling the gap that Frontiers lacked, and despite the limitations imposed by mobile gaming, it manages to capture gameplay elements reminiscent of the Sonic Adventure series. Looking ahead, my hope is for 3D Sonic to garner the same level of attention that Sega has devoted to the 2D series. Whether it's through a remastered Sonic Adventure collection, a sequel, or the birth of an entirely new series, there's immense potential for 3D Sonic to reclaim its former glory. If Sega can bring the same level of polish seen in the 2 most recent games to future 3D Sonic titles, I believe the outlook for the Blue Blur holds great promise. But what are your thoughts? Have you managed to play Sonic Dream Team? If so, what did you think of it? If not, do you think you might get around to it? And what would you like to see from Sega moving forward? If you've enjoyed this content, I'd greatly appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you'll join me in the next one. I've been Punchin' Funk. Keep it funky, fellas.